On the Fringe with Dan radio style. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. One of my favorite topics right now is the whole Epstein thing. I just love it. I love how it's freaking people out. I love how it's causing all sorts of issues. I love it. This show, this movie that everyone keeps talking about, and it's definitely which it is, but catches us off guard sometimes, doesn't it? Sometimes you're expecting something to come, and it doesn't. You've been promised. There's been foreshadowing, as they say. Yet, no, nothing yet. Crickets. Chirp, 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 right? I'd use real sound effects, but where's the fun? This is for a reason. I, again, enjoy seeing people kind of, at this point anyways, and this is just, I don't know. It's just been a long time, spend too much time alone. I don't know what it is. But literally watching people like kind of struggle with what's happening because it's been happening for so long. A lot of these people have been mean, frankly. And watching them have a hard time with what's happening is entertaining. I don't know how else to say it. I'm sorry if you're getting trapped in the entertainment value, if you will, the quicksand one might say, but it is part of the experience. We've got Epstein information, Kash Patel talking about why nothing's come out yet. Everyone's pissed off at Pam Bondi for this. And this, I think, is being used to try to divide the MAGA people, which I'm also finding entertaining. I just so many facets to this beautiful crystal that we're going to call Epstein / Diddy. Spoiler alert. Wonder how those connect. Not saying they directly do, but they do. We got a lot to talk about. Got a lot of news. Trump's did a huge deal with England. Huge deal with England. Yeah, huge deal. Did I mention? Big news that's happening right now. Pakistan and India are fighting in the air. Literally, there is, it seems, this very much feels like a war. India and Pakistan are apparently flying jets. This video's not the best, but...
हाँ रेड लाइट दिख रही है बस
भैया यहाँ से फेंक रही है एयरपोर्ट से ज्यादा मतलब
Now, again, I don't know what these shots are. These are weird for anti-aircraft, in my opinion. You guys, please correct me anywhere. And by the way, I've got a failure on my part to admit to. That's coming up here very shortly. Just very shortly. And thank you, Jim, by the way, for calling me out on this. Yeah, I was totally wrong. This whole, the individual that they're trying to get in, it's to D.C. Ed Martin, I think his name is. I thought it was New York. I got that one backwards. They're confusing. There's a lot going on. But whatever the case is, that was suckage on my part. So, oops. We'll talk about that in a second. But any aircraft's usually more of a, you want multiple shots. You don't want just like, and just hope I hit it. Like, I don't know. Right? Like you've got like something that's coming in really, really, really fast. Or are you going to be shooting what's the one where you pull the thing out like action, an action revolver. You're going to be like doing a 22, click, click, bam, click, click, bam, right? No, you want something at least it's semi like gaga, gaga, right? Or pew, pew. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're trying to freak us out. I don't know if India and Pakistan just have to clear this problem. This is very bothersome, though. I don't like it. I found that...
There's a big difference between racial humor.
I found this to be
and
hugely funny.
Humor.
This is problematic.
There's a big difference between racial
it's not going to let me get back there.
And racist.
Let me get back there. Oh, you did not.
There's a big difference between racial...
One time. Let's make... You teach it. Let's make... One time when my oldest daughter...
There's a big difference between
Fuck. That's a bummer. Yeah, that was totally... it was funny. It was a funny SNL skit. I probably would have gotten in trouble with copyright, so whatever the hell. Anyway, that sucks balls. That was funny. Couldn't get it to play. Or just jinxed myself, or corrected it probably is really what I probably did. Whatever the case is. Damn, that sucks. That really bummed me out. All right, this is some very crazy stuff that I found. I guess we'll skip the humorous stuff and go straight into some of the weirder stuff. Just want to keep things kind of... I don't know, this was well done. What do you think?
With someone as rich and famous, and
was the CIA's notorious mind control program designed to wipe memories.
for those that don't pay attention, you might never notice that every single time an actor, musician, or anyone related from Hollywood is about to become more famous or move up the ladder, they always seem to reappear with bleached blonde hair. There is no way this is just a coincidence. I have never met any man or groups of men who wish to dye their hair bleach blonde. It just doesn't happen. How far does MK Ultra go? Memory suppression.
You know, it's been...
You have a release date.
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy, because at the Brighter Days clinic, they do the memory erasure, you know?
The what?
The memory erasure. They erase my memories. It's a little foggy, but...
Give me a date. Give me a date.
You know what? I'll have to go back to the clinic and see if they can restore my Brighter Days memory erasure treatment.
We can't be friends, but I'd like to just...
So you probably ask yourself, why would someone as rich and famous and Ariana Grande want her memory surpassed? It's...
Now, I mean, again, this is embarrassing to admit to, but I'm going to admit to it. I don't know if you guys have been watching The Voice this season, but at the start of The Voice this season, Adam Levine, one of the judges that came back, bleach blonde hair, everybody on set gave him a hard time trying to describe what the color was. Just saying. Guy has butterfly tattoos on him. Adam does. Still getting abused. And he's not even... He's an adult now. Again, I'm not vouching for anybody because I don't know who's an abuser and who's been abused. I think there's a lot of people that have been abused, and Adam's been in the business since he was a child, so pretty sure. He's got the crazy-ass tattoos. He's a very damaged individual, you can just tell. And he's always trying to be sweet. Bleached hair, the start of the season, in case you watch The Voice. Girlfriend's into it. It's like a thing we do. I'm blaming her. I'm throwing her under the bus on this one, for sure. Unquestionably. Key GOP senator won't support Trump loyalist Ed Martin to be D.C.'s top prosecutor. So Trump's actually going to pull this dude's name, which we come to find out. But this was where I was wrong. I thought this dude was actually going for New York. He's actually going for D.C. And Trump is pulling him anyways. So maybe it matters less. But yeah, I was totally wrong about this. I kept equating him to New York. The New York guy was another individual. I think I've got his name over here. Yeah, the Jay Clayton is the dude, I guess, that's currently there in New York. I hope that's right. Says that's the case. So yeah, guys, I was way wrong on that one. Anyway, whatever. Here's Trump basically saying he's pulling this nomination.
Yeah, but he's a terrific person, and he wasn't getting the support from people that I thought. You know, he's done a very good job. Crime is down 25% in D.C. During his period of time. I'm very disappointed in that, but I have so many different things that I'm doing now with the trade. You know, I'm one person. I can only make, boom, I can only lift that little phone so many times in a day. But we have somebody else that will be great. I just want to say Ed is unbelievable, and hopefully we can bring him into, whether it's DOJ or whatever, in some capacity, because really outstanding. To me, it was disappointing, I'll be honest. I have to be straight. I was disappointed. A lot of people were disappointed. But that's the way it works sometimes, you know. That's the way it works. And he wasn't rejected, but we felt it would be hard. And we have somebody else that we'll be announcing over the next 2 days who's going to be great.
Disappointing. I mean, again, Trump's being honest. I love it. So, yeah, I totally fucked up that one. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. And again, Jim, thank you for calling me out on that. And he did it in such a good way, because like approaching me for stuff I've messed up is not necessarily the easiest approach. And he did it beautifully. Jordan Sather put this out, and Jordan, again, like he wouldn't always agree with me. I'm not always going to agree with him, and I'm not trying to do any sort of slight with this dude. I love this dude. I've been following Jordan for a long time, really from the start with the UFO stuff. You always trip me out, Jordan, though. You're one of the people that kind of came onto the scene and sort of exploded. But you were tied in with the dude with the crazy mustache. I forget his name, but he had a website. You were tied in. You were just anyway. You popped in. It was just funny how it worked out. But nonetheless, he he slams people from time to time. Maybe sometimes he shouldn't. Maybe sometimes he should. Here's one of the places where I think he's nailing somebody and agreeing with it at the same time. So Brian Cates, I'm saying this wrong. Brian Cates is somebody that I frequently disagree with as well. Jordan's saying the same thing. And Brian Cates is on the money here. And again, I'm not trying to throw shade on Brian either. Some of you guys love him, some of you don't. I find the dude tends to go in weird directions. I just can't support him. And I'm willing to admit that publicly. But here, he's 100%. He says, you won't see any of these Epstein blackmail ring pictures or videos or any client lists until after these events have transpired. The indictments being unsealed. The arrests begin and some try to run for it. The trials are scheduled. Then, and only then, will you get to see some of this evidence and the court filings before those trials start. Why didn't those stupid social media influencers you're all following ever tell you this? I've been telling you this for months. Me too. Oops. I've been also been saying that these exceedingly stupid attacks on Pam Bondi would backfire on people who literally do not know how anything actually works. Or they were trying to get you to turn on her for nefarious reasons. Have we learned anything? I mean, I hope at this point we kind of have. I hope. It's a pain to get here. All of us. Some of us, it's easier than others. Here's Cash Patel talking about it. I don't know if I like what he's saying. I understand why he's saying it. I get the bigger picture. I totally do. This stuff's tied up in all sorts of... You can't share information if it's involved in any sort of investigation. You can't. But you can't really explain that to people, because then you'd be talking about the investigations, right? So this is legitimate, and people just gotta, I don't know, sit on their thumb or whatever they gotta do. I honestly, at this point, I don't care. I get it. I have no problem with it. I hope you guys can see the bigger picture.
Person with a brain and a beating heart.
Yes, sir.
Did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself, or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When do you think you'll have it done, Cash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
Senator, we've been working on that, and we're doing it in a way that protects victims and also doesn't put out into the ether information that is irrelevant for production of the public, such as CSAM.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
CSAP, I think, I'm not getting the acronym right, and I'm not looking it up. But it's essentially how their methods and all that kind of stuff work, right? So he's like, look, we don't want to give away stuff. We don't want to give away what we know. A star witness to Sean Diddy Combs' trial is reportedly MIA, throwing the disgraced bad boy mogul sex trafficking case into chaos. Somebody was supposed to show up on trial, and they've, I don't know, not shown up. I don't know if they're currently hung on a doorknob. We'll find out, I guess, maybe. Don't know. Maybe they pop up. So whatever the case is, this is putting Sean Diddy Combs' case in a little bit of a, Donald Trump's administration has invoked the state secrets privilege as a federal court probes for information surrounding Kilmar Abrego Garcia's deportation to El Salvador. U.S. District Judge Paula Zinnes, however you say that, has revealed I don't like the word X starting a word off, frankly. I'm just going to call that out right now, but whatever. I hope people do it. It's crazy. What is it? Zinnes? Exinus? Yeah, Exinus? But I don't care. The implication of the May 7th and the order requesting briefing from the administration. The court requires formal briefings of the defendant's invocation of privilege principally the state's secrets and deliberative process privilege. They want to know where are they at, how they want to know all this information. The court's trying to get this from the United States government. This is the deep state at work. And the deep state's like, nah, look, it's government secrets. We're not giving you that shit. You're a district court, too. Fuck off, basically. Interior Secretary warns U.S. at risk of a Spain-style blackout. If Trump wouldn't have come into play and actually fixed a lot of the stuff we were doing, yeah, we were toast. So what they say here, quote, because there's a lot of speculation around what happened in Spain. I kind of think it's what they're saying here. I think this states it. I think this is correct for the most part. I think a lot of the conspiracy stuff is crap. I think people aren't taking things into actual account. There's a lot of people I've noticed that don't really look at, and I'm not perfect at this, so I'm not trying to throw shade either. But you got to look like a week before and a week after, if you will. You know what I mean? When you're trying to isolate something and look at it and experience it, if you will, or understand it, you've got to look ahead and before and after. And then from there, you can usually start to piece together there's a problem. So from the case of Spain, there was a problem beforehand. Things changed beforehand, and then all of a sudden, it got wiggy. So here's where he says, and I think this is Doug Burgum, says, quote, we just saw in Spain that we're celebrating on April 12th of this past month that they'd shut down their last coal plant. A week after that, they were celebrating the fact that they had their first day of 100% renewables on their system. So Bergen was telling somebody on an interview with David Friedberg or whoever. He says, quote, then the next week, they were a global news story because people were trapped in subways, all airline flights canceled, hospitals were panicking with lack of power because they had a rolling blackout and a grid failure. So all of this stuff happened that led up to it. It wasn't that they just all of a sudden, oh no, we had a blackout. And again, the sun was doing some weird stuff, so could have been part of it, might not have been, who knows. But they had a whole slew of other things. And the solar, we've already heard, the solar they were having caused all sorts of issues. They were having issues for over a week, or a week at least, which this wasn't much more than a week after they went completely renewable. Judge temporarily blocks Trump administration's conditions on transit homelessness grants for New York and Boston. I think this is the one where it's talking about weird cities. But federal judge May 7th temporarily blocked the Trump administration from imposing new conditions on grants that fund transit services for the Seattle area and the homelessness services for Boston, New York, and San Francisco, and other local governments. Mostly, I just want to point out the fact that Trump has backed away money that's going to sanctuary cities. Every single 100% of these listed are sanctuary cities. Cities that have also had excruciatingly painful things happen in them. And our new policies don't seem to be really taking care of the situation, fixing it, resolving it. New York, certainly, we had all sorts of stuff during Black Lives Matter and all that. San Francisco's a frickin' shithole all over the place in every way, shape, and form. Seattle, the same. They had people take over parts of the city. Boston, I don't know. But I know you guys are jacked. That's why you guys are angry all the time. You guys just have the angry face. He's always angry. Tell my Boston friend that I make fun of you guys all the time, and he laughs because he moved out here, and he likes to text his friends back home when it's like beautiful here and it's freezing cold there. He's like, yeah, so here it's like 77 degrees. It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's pissa, he might say. Doge deactivates 500,000 credit cards that were floating around the government. 500,000 credit cards. 500,000 credit cards that the government was using. I'm sorry. What? This is why I'm not allowed to go to other people's houses. Mostly. Hey, so weird. I just want to cover this really quick. A pope's been chosen, first off. Don't want to spend a lot of time, and we will. We'll spend more than I want to. But the numbers in this story are very weird. So 133 Roman Catholic cardinals, 133, And these are cardinals from 66 countries gathered for Mass on Wednesday morning before the start of the conclave to elect the new pope. Of the sequestered churchmen, 52, 7 number, hail from Europe at 5225. That's a big occult number. 23 Asia, 3223, big number. 17, what? 17 South or Central American, 17 Africa, 1771. 22, 0, but 2, because zeros don't count. 2, North America, and 4 from Oceania. 4 is an interesting number because in Chinese culture, it's a horrible number. The number 4, I guess, in Chinese sounds very much like the word die or death. So they don't like the number 4 so much. It's a bad number in China. Bad mojo. So new pope has been chosen. I don't know. We'll play this little thing. It's only a minute.
Very special moment.
And here he is. There he is, Cardinal.
And the applause going up, the greeting, the waving.
Big
the smiles.
How amazing.
How amazing.
And Dr. Liz Love was also talking about the symbolism of the red that he's wearing. You know, it is a sacrificial role, and that is the symbol of the cloth that he's wearing right now.
And we see this beautiful close-up view from the side there, at the same level as the loggia. Pope Leo XIV.
Pope Leo XIV.
Amazing. Smiling.
Smiling
and
Pope, yes.
You can see who wouldn't be taken by the moment. And
I think going through his mind, you know, the weight of this responsibility.
Oh, yeah. You can see it on his face.
Yeah, you can see it on his face. It's funny they say that. Again, tying back to some of the weird Biglino stuff, that I am very fond of. And again, not trying to push anything on anybody, but one of the things that was funny was what it had to do with Cain being kicked out for his misgivings based off of more of the Hebrew translations that I'm more fond of. There was the discussion of a mark on his face so he would be discernible amongst the others because he was worried about being harmed, you know, amongst the wild animals outside of Eden. And so it's always interesting when you've got an individual that seems to have a mark on his face. I mean, we all have blemishes, for sure. That's why I keep my camera off. I don't want you to see all my nastiness. But I don't know. I was wondering about that. The dude's American, by the way. Yeah, American. First American Pope in history emerges. That should scare a lot of people. Just right there. We're not exactly, like, in what we've produced. This guy's pretty left-leaning from what we understand. So history's been made, right? Robert Francis Prevost, a 69-year-old native of Chicago, elected as Pope, first American ever to hold the role. Now, again, we've talked about this whole Saint Malachi's prophecy of the popes, Petrus Romanus. Many say that was actually already the guy we had, Pope Benedictus. Some say, in fact, well, Pope Benedictus wasn't really true because he wasn't really the last pope, because the way that they abdicated the pope from the individual beforehand, like he didn't really step down. They say that, whatever. There's a lot of conspiracies around all of this stuff, right? So there's that. His death marks the end of the list. Pope Francis doesn't count because Pope Benedict's resignation was invalid. That was the other part I was making there, right? Prophecy is symbolic, right? You can say whatever you want. But there's a lot of questions as to who this dude is. Is he the last guy? I mean, does he tie into this Peter name of the weird way this has been stated? How'd they put it exactly? Conclave of whole life. Prophetia Sancti Malakia, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they don't have it easy in there. But again, just don't know. This is very symbolic to me. And whether the Catholic Church survives and doesn't, I hope. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'd like to see, because it's there's like 1 billion plus Catholics around the world. And it'd be nice to have, them feel comfortable with the direction we're moving. But I'll be honest, I don't think that's actually the case. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think these people are going to have a hard time because I think things are about to get nasty. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. TheRootBrands.com/Dan Radio Style. The Root Brands. Just great products. Great products that help you keep yourself healthy in a lot of very cool ways. Energy, too. The Zero In product's incredible. Took that today. Restore, also very good. There's just a lot of good little like groupings or package deals they've got, right? We can shop all, screw it, show it, give the prices, everything. I want you guys to see it all, right? It's just great stuff. Clean Slate's fantastic. Passive cleansing, uses bioavailable silica. It's like you put like 5 drops on your tongue twice a day. It's kind of like eating asparagus, in my opinion, when I've tried it, when I've done it. And it helps with heavy metals and all sorts of things. And it gets stuff out of your system, and you'll kind of smell it when you pee, if you will. You'll just, I'm not trying to be gross, but stuff's leaving your body. There's only 2 ways it can go, right? I just noticed my pee smelled more asparagus-y, if you will, or more like I ate a bunch of vitamins. That's another time where it just smells funny. You're like, what is that? Weird. Ugh. Anywho, I'm not trying to be gross. Zero In. Yeah, too much info, as they would say. TMI, Dan. This Zero In product, I love it. I love it because I take one, literally is all it takes for me. I know people that take 2 and 3 of them, like the husband of the guy, the woman that owns the 2 that own this company. The husband's running around. He's taking 2, 3 of these a day. The guy's a rock star, dude, just rock star. He's got rock star hair too. This guy's incredible. He needs them. I don't know. I'm just trying to get by, man, But they're awesome. It stays focused. I'm able to just literally look at just hours of news. And I'm not looking for an excuse to walk away. It helps me just stay focused, zero in. It's got a little bit of caffeine, but it's got other stuff. It's not the caffeine that's doing it. I mean, the caffeine's helping, sure. So again, Clean Slate Restores, another good one. Sports, all sorts of things. It's good after workouts. Healthy blood pressure, the whole 9 yards. It's, again, just great stuff. What else? We got if you guys do smoothies at all, highly recommend. Crush if you're a worker, if you work out. It's got all your amino acids. But if you work out, I would also recommend the other 2. If you don't work out, I highly recommend these 2. So Give Me Back My Youth. It's got collagen and colostrum, 2 of the best supplements that come down to just helping youthfulness, your skin, everything else. Collagen's one thing. It's great for the skin and all that stuff, but colostrum is a very special protein. If I remember correctly, it's like the initial milk, like when a cow is born, like the first bit of milk that is done for the nursing processes, if you will, is this colostrum. It's this very rich, very heavy, very nutrient-rich, good stuff. So it's got a lot of that. Kind of crazy. And then Relive Greens, it's just like they took every vegetable and fruit and just smashed it into a powder, and then you just sneeze that into a beverage. Turns it green as hell, but it's got everything you could ever want, right? All sorts of good stuff. It's, literally, immune system, everything, though. It's just this 4 things doesn't even touch it. Can't touch this. So again, good stuff. Immune system, the natural barrier support. They just got great products. They've also got super good stuff. One, if you drink too much, I don't often drink too much, but every once in a while, this day after type stuff works very well, by the way. It flips you around to feeling better quicker. Kind of strange. I'm not saying you should do that because you shouldn't drink too much to begin with, and then you would be okay. The skin cleanser, or it's not cleanser, but it's like a facelift. The stuff's really good. It's really good. They've got a peptide serum. They got a peptide cleanser. Again, peptides are like the collagen and all that. And it just really helps with wrinkles and all that. It's just more of cosmetic, though, because really new skin comes from the inside. So always know that, guys. But this is like putting stuff on the outside, makes your skin a little softer and more supple, right? As we leather up, as we get older. I know it's not a sexy way to look at it, but frankly, come on, folks. That's what's happening as we age. This helps. Man, it makes your leather look smoother. Let's be honest. That's selling zero product anywhere. Doesn't matter. Go to therootbrands.com/Dan Radio Style. That's therootbrands.com/Dan Radio Style. Yeah, just healthy choices, man. I got a lot of products that are into making sure we do healthy, good things that help us in the big picture. Senate failed to advance the stablecoin bill amid partisan stalemate, sorry, is what they're calling it. Stablemate would be kind of a funnier term, though, frankly. I don't know. Whatever the case is, Senate wasn't able to push this bill through that had to do with cryptocurrency and stablecoin and all that nonsense. It was a 48-49 vote. Wasn't even able to be a tie, so someone could come in to fix it. Just a funny little interesting piece of information. Trump hails breakthrough trade deal and economic security alignment. Then we have he's got some skill. Yeah. Said with this deal, the UK joins the United States in affirming that reciprocity and fairness is an essential and vital principle of international trade. The deal includes billions of dollars of increased market access for American exports, especially in agriculture, dramatically increasing access for American beef, ethanol, and virtually all the products created by our great farmers. In addition, the UK will eliminate or reduce numerous non-tariff barriers that unfairly discriminate against American products, but I think this is turning out to be a great deal for both countries, as it will be really good for the UK also. They are opening up. Their country is a little closed, and we appreciated that. So they're opening up. Trump's truth this out. Today is an incredible day for America as we deliver our first fair, open, and reciprocal trade deal, something our past presidents never cared about. Together with our strong ally, the United Kingdom, we have reached the first historic trade deal since Liberation Day. As part of this deal, America will raise $6 billion in external revenue from 10% tariffs, $5 billion in new export opportunities for our great ranchers, farmers, and producers, and enhance the national security of both the U.S. and the U.K. through the creation of an aluminum and steel trading zone and a secure pharmaceutical supply chain. This deal shows that if you respect America and bring serious proposals to the table, America is open for business. Many more to come. Stay tuned. Goodwill gestures from China. They're actually talking about placing orders for 14 Boeing 777 jets. Right, or the 777, I think they call it. The newest X model. I don't know. I feel like if China's ordering it, they're probably just going to try to figure out how to steal it, but whatever. It is what it is. They're going to do it anyways. U.S. Russia are discussing restoring gas flows to Europe as a key to Grand Ukraine deal. So part of all of this stuff has been trying to get everybody to stop being dicks to Russia, or at least us. And I honestly think that's how this is going to play out. We're actually going to open it up. We're going to become partners with Russia. We're going to become friends with Russia and Ukraine. Unlike Europe, that's going to insist that they're forever the demon. And it's going to benefit us. We're going to be a mile ahead of Europe. And by the time Europe figures it out, oh well, sorry, Europe. You guys seriously need to get your leadership in order. Donald Trump truth this out. Too late. Jerome Powell is a fool who doesn't have a clue. Other than that, I like him very much. Oil and energy way down. Almost all costs, groceries and eggs, down. Virtually no inflation. Tariff money pouring into the U.S. The exact opposite of too late. Enjoy, because he's actually making a difference. Now, Trump doing this UK deal, many are saying this is why the stock market's so happy. I think they just look for excuses, frankly, at this point, but whatever. NASDAQ's up a little over 1%. Dow and S&P are about 60+% right now. Gold down a bit today. Coal, we're at 33.10. Again, way the hell up from where it was. And that just shows strengthening of the dollar. Fantastic. There's nothing wrong with that, right? That helps in the big picture. Oil just hit 60. Wow, interesting. 60 on the money, too, right? Oil has gone up a bunch today. So that's kind of interesting. Just take a quick glance. Year to date, oil's been, way down. Right? So we'll see. We'll keep watching stuff and pay attention. Sanders on private jet use during a fighting oligarchy tour, right? And look, here's the thing. I'm going to say it. I wouldn't say it the way he says it, but I'd say, look, if I ever get the opportunity to take private jets anywhere as a means of travel, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Not because, I think I'm helping save the planet. It's just a way cooler experience. Unquestionably would be happy to do that experience. But I think his anti-oligarchy stance makes it harder for him to just enjoy the finer things when they're offered. But needless to say, here's him with Prepper and Crazy Man.
All right. Obviously, there is a lot to be passionately
funds received.
All right, last thing. Alyssa Slotkin, senator from Michigan, she said you shouldn't be using oligarch. It's over people's head. You've gotten criticized from other people. Free Beacon says Bernie Sanders spent $221,000 on private jets fighting the oligarchy tour, paid for by friends of Bernie Sanders. That you've spent millions of dollars in campaign funds on private jet travel over the years. How do you push back on both of those things?
When's the last time you saw Donald Trump during a campaign mode at National Airport?
No. It doesn't. But he's also not fighting the oligarchy.
No. You run a campaign and you do 3 or 4 or 5 rallies in a week. The only way you can get around to talk to 30,000 people. Think I'm going to be sitting on a waiting line at United? Waiting, 30,000 people are waiting. That's the only way you can get around. No apologies for that. That's what campaign travel is about. We've done it in the past. We're going to do it in the future.
And you think that this is hitting a mark? You think it's scratching the itch that voters want to hear from?
I think at a time when the people on top are doing phenomenally well, when seniors, working class people are struggling, people want to hear action to stand up to the people who have the wealth and the power and create an economy that works for all of us, not just the people on top.
By the way, he's worth a bunch of money, too. I mean, not as good as everybody else. He's not done nearly as good a job, probably because he's not... I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to put words in his mouth. Let's just do it that way. Most Californians think Newsom's priority is running for president, not governing. He's got, I guess, 2 more years? Really? Do we have that much longer to go with this bastard? Fudge. But yeah, 54 to 26 of the people, percentage-wise, in this country, state, same thing, believe that Gavin Newsom doesn't give a crap about any of us at all. Worried about trying to get elected, possible presidency thing running. Like, he's working the whole political angle, doesn't give a crap. Again, this is like most of these people. It's cool. Federal Reserve, Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the U.S. Attorney's Office in Albany. They've launched a criminal investigation into mortgage fraud claims against Attorney General Letitz James. New York Post put this out. FBI opens formal criminal probe into New York AG Letitz James over alleged mortgage fraud. Got her and her hubby named in this, by the way, which is interesting. So, oops. Proof of citizenship for voter registration. This whole voter ID thing failed in Michigan. It was in the House. They didn't quite hit the 2/3 mark or the 60 votes or whatever it is. Less than 2/3, 60 votes, whatever it is. It fell short, by 16 votes, like by a lot. So yeah, it didn't pass. The House, done. Proof of citizenship to be voted in again. Now, of course, the House would be the first place to fail it because it's harder to get those, like those elections happen every 2 years, right? So much harder to get through all of that nonsense. Trump truth this out. I am pleased to announce that Dr. Casey Means will be nominated as our next Surgeon General of the United States of America. Impeccable Maha credentials, yada, yada. Good friends with Robert Kennedy Jr. This is the chick. I thought it was actually the chick that ran as the vice president with him. So I was hoping, anyways. I was like, chick's hot. Can't wait. No. So different person than what I was thinking. Still attractive, like redheads. Don't get me wrong. Got that nice smile. She's just like, like just throws her head back. Oh, you want to make some muffins? I mean, she just looks like that kind of girl, but whatever. Kash Patel to former Trump impeachment manager. This is pretty fun little fight he was having with this. I'm going to call her a biatch. Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
Agency. I was an impeachment manager for President Trump's second impeachment. It was a sad, solemn duty. And so I wanted to ask you about that. Mr. Patel, as you and the president continue to weaponize and investigate his perceived enemies, as you follow this blueprint, when can I, a former impeachment manager, expect the FBI at my door?
Ma'am, you want to know who was targeted by a weaponized FBI? Me. You want to know how and why?
Well,
you want to know what I'm doing to fix it?
That. Let me move on.
Well, you should read the book because there's no enemies list on that book.
So
there are people that violated their constitutional obligations and their duties to the American people, and they were rightly called out. And you should give that book to every one of your constituents so they can read about it.
I won't be doing that.
That's their loss.
During your Senate confirmation hearings, You repeatedly denied having any involvement as a private citizen in the firing of FBI officials who engaged in the prosecution against January 6 insurrectionists, the violent rioters who beat and killed Capitol police officers, and whom you referred to as political prisoners. Since then, multiple whistleblowers have come forward, and we know that you likely committed perjury. At the same hearing, you claimed you were not familiar with Stu Peters, an anti-Semitic Holocaust denier, despite the fact that you appeared on Mr. Peters' podcast 8 separate times. 8 times. And you claimed not to recall. Mr. Patel, my second question is, should we worry more about your memory or your veracity?
We should worry more about your lack of candor. You're accusing me of committing perjury. Tell the American people how I broke the law and committed a felony. Have the audacity to actually put the facts forward instead of lying for political banter so you can have a 20-second donation hit.
The answer is both. I believe that the
The
men
answer
and
is
women of
you're
the
failing, not
I
me.
reclaim my time.
Go ahead.
Mr. Patel, I believe that the members of the FBI, and I know many of them, many retired, 38,000 people, as you say, it's a little less than that now, deserve the very best, deserve extraordinary independence, deserve freedom from the fears of being investigated, the freedom of coming forward to make sure they're doing their job.
I believe children are our future. 60,000 additional files related to the assassination of Senator Robert F. Kennedy are now available online at archives.gov/RFK. Tulsi Gabbard posted this today. So something some of you guys need to start digging into. FEMA chief is fired. I think he was supposed to stick around until a new guy was coming in, but apparently he sucks balls so badly that they had to get rid of him sooner. I think... Not 100% sure on that. Cameron Hamilton, Hamilton, he's FEMA acting director, who just told people that he was terminated. So, yeah, there you go. I don't know. We don't trust him either. Interesting stuff going on with Mexico's cartel war. This was a fun little kind of, I don't want to call this short because it's longer than a minute, but it is it's good kind of telling and well done little thing about how, Trump offered the military to Mexico, and Sheinbaum was like, nah, I think we got this. So maybe they do. I don't know.
Sinaloa. We're with the Mexican military in the state of Sinaloa, the heartland of the infamous Sinaloa cartel. Soldiers find and burn acres of marijuana and poppies that would otherwise be turned into heroin.
This is pretty tough work. I mean, they're wearing full-on hazmat suits. They have to wear masks because these drugs, obviously, and the chemicals are very, very potent. But they're just trying to make sure that the cartels don't come back and finish making the drugs here.
Over a 6-month period, thousands of suspected cartel members have been arrested across Mexico, and more than 140 tons of drugs have been seized. But the reality is, more than 1,200 people have also been killed in Sinaloa in the past year.
Very stark reminders here of people who are missing, who've been disappeared as part of this cartel war between the two factions that's playing out right now.
As we're talking, a soldier blocks our camera. The military steer us off and invite us to film something else. But who are the men running this criminal network?
What's your message to Donald Trump if he's watching this?
Mis respetos, él tiene que según él buscar lo mejor para los suyos. Pero el detalle que ya están los consumidores, pues. Si no hubiera consumidores, pues uno le parara.
But it's because of the action of cartel members like these that civilians too are caught up in the violence.
Yeah, so again, we'll see. We'll see. A lot of things come into play. Who knows, right? Again, the movie's playing out. People got to wake up. There's always like my audience, I'm talking to you, but we're referring to the people that are still asleep, right? I don't know. Von der Leyen, she calls on the EU to hasten Ukrainian entry as a blow to Putin. Europe's going to be stupid. Trump's been very kind. He's actually said a lot of kind words. I don't know if I've got the thing I watched earlier where he was like, no, she's a great lady. She's great. She's great. Like, I mean, he's learned this whole new thing. He's like, don't be a dick to everybody and, catch more flies with honey, as they say. So he's been saying nice things about him. I'm behind the scenes. He's like, why do you guys suck? Why are you such a douche, right? Like, I'm sure. And he's like telling her assistant that. It's not her. Who does that? Secretary Marco Rubio put this out. Germany just gave its spy agency new powers to surveil the opposition. That's not democracy. It's tyranny in disguise. What is truly extremist is not the popular AfD, which took second in the recent election, but rather the establishment's deadly open border immigration policies that the AfD opposes. Germany should reverse course, which it did. Whoops. This is not it, though, apparently. First Pope is thrilled, great honor to the country. Why is this here? This should not. This should actually be the story that that actually shows that they reversed this, which I thought it was what it was going to be. Apparently, I pasted in something else. Well, there you go. New Leo. Should we watch it? Let's watch it. I don't know if we watched this Fox. Let's check it out.
Very special moment.
And here he is. There he is, Cart.
And the applause going up, the greeting, the waving.
Yeah, we watched it already, and I talk about his face. There it is. See? Blemish? Whatever. I have issues, guys. I don't know. I live with myself fine, though. I sleep great every night. Well, I sleep okay every night. Putin and Xi talk lasted 7 hours. 7 hours. On the phone, these two talked. And she's like, what are you wearing? And Putin's like, I've just got my boxers on right now. They're the normal colors. Hey, you miss me? Of course. Why would I not miss you? You're a beautiful man. I love seeing your face. Yeah, I like when you talk like that. When I'm not comfortable in these new places where we're at, but I've heard fat or lean, thick or thin. Vaseline, we'll get it in. Do you know if you manufacture any of that Vaseline? Oh, we do. Oh, we do. My accents are so... Someone was talking about a Sean Connery story earlier today, and I started talking like Sean. I was like, oh, these things racked well, right? And I was like, Dad, you're such a retard. I'm just talking to myself. Nah, this is my life, guys. I just share it with you. That's all I can say. 500 Ukrainian drones were shot down in one day. 500. I don't think we've heard this kind of numbers. This is when she and all these other people are going to be in Russia. So, well, she's already there. The 9th, I believe, which is almost right now when I'm recording, is happening. We got some weird stuff. They also took down some 6 JDAM precision guided aerial bombs, by the way, which tripped me out. JDAMs were shot down. Keep that in mind. Glide bombs were shot down. So they've come a long way in anti-technology, if you will. A lot of stuff going on with Kyiv right now. Russia, I know this is RT, so this is Russian media. But, there's a couple videos here where the bad guys have tried desperately to, I call them bad guys. I know I'm supposed to support Ukraine. I kind of don't. I think Ukraine's trying to make these moves at the last minute, and they're just killing their own people, which I feel very bad about. And Russia wanted a ceasefire that was supposed to start, I think, on the 9th, which is almost right now. Yet, that doesn't seem to happen. So we'll see what happens. But here's a couple of crazy videos of what's going on there. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I'll make the noise, I guess. But yeah, that thing got blowed up. There's another thing behind it. I think I got another video down here somewhere that shows that. A few things crazy happening. What the hell? Now, what I realized about the Russians is they're doing a significantly better job with the campaign of showing us stuff, right? That's a big deal. It's kind of like Israel, I felt like, was doing a really bad job of this. This is, by the way, this one tripped me out a little bit because it's so slow. It's so slow. This drone is really slow. If it's this one or the next one. No, that's not the slow one, but that's not going to lead to a bad experience. This is the slow one. This one was weird. This tripped me out, how slow this drone is. Check this out. Right? Like a creeper. Creeper. I don't know if the dude's walking with it. This thing sees it coming. What is this? Like just gets rocked. So weird. What else do they got? They got another one in here that was kind of. They had a couple in here. It's pretty decent. Check this out. Again, I'm not trying to be all like, super pro-Russia, but again, I'm not as anti-Russia as everybody else is. That's for sure. IDF airstrikes fully disabled Yemen's main airport, is what Israel's telling us right now, because of this Houthi missile. Again, the missile, it was a single missile. It landed outside. I think it hurt some people, whatever. And I'm not saying that's okay. I'm just saying what I think. I feel like this is like an example. I feel it's fake. Not fake, that I feel like it was orchestrated by whoever wants to continue moving in the direction of more war. Whoever's controlling that's what it feels like to me, and it bugs me. Because more war is definitely not what we want. Now, do we want to take down the deep state? Yeah, but I mean, they don't have to necessarily blow them up. Again, I am a much more happy individual than a lot of people seem to be. I don't want people to die. I like the idea of everyone's a child of God. I really do. I believe that. And if you're a dirty bastard, yeah, I bet. Let's talk about that, right? Like, I mean, I don't necessarily have the time, but someone does. Anyway, I think everybody deserves love. The Christ light. There's so many things. That's the hardest part for me. Anyway, I love you guys. This is Hugh Hewitt. What was he talking about? I should probably preface this a little better. Yeah, Iran has to turn over their center. It's either like war or you can't have nuclear weapons. Like, that's it. Those are your choices. Hugh Hewitt talking with Trump. Check it out.
Mentioned 10-7, so I want to go to Iran. It's the most important thing I'm going to ask you about today. The first question is, have they stopped trying to kill you and Mike Pompeo and a whole bunch of people? Because I don't know how you negotiate with someone who's trying to kill you.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be foolish enough to answer the question because you can never really answer a question like that. But let's just assume, I put out the strongest of orders, and this is not about me, this is about any president. If anybody does it, they're going to be hit harder than anybody's ever been hit in the history of our country. You can't do that. You can't do that, period, but you can't do that to presidents.
Good. Now, last night I was on Sean Hannity, and Sean asked me what I thought about your Iran statements. And I said the one thing that President Trump has done, I think every day since he got back, is tell Iran they have a choice. They can turn over the centrifuges and the uranium, or they can get bombed. Is that as explicit as you've made it to them, either or?
Very simple. Yeah, it's very simple. And I'd much rather make a deal, a really verified deal. We want total verification. We can do that. We have some very brilliant people up at MIT and various other places. We could do that very, very solidly. But I would much prefer a strong, verified deal where we actually blow them up, but blow them up or just de-nuke them. But there are only two alternatives there: blow them up nicely or blow them up viciously.
There's no half measure. That's what I wrote for the Washington Examiner today.
You got to get them out. Can't do it.
Let me turn to mention 10-7, so I want to go to Iran.
Again, we are changing the whole world. Trump is a weird thing. Like, it's hard to believe because we're in a new paradigm. He's, I don't know, made agreements with people. Who knows? Did sword dances? I mean, I don't know. There's all sorts of crazy shit that he's done. Like, I don't want to try to get into, I could do a whole video probably on all of it. Don't want to, frankly. Just the level of effort is too much. He is definitely changing this whole idea of whatever the capital letters United States of America is, like the corporate America. Whatever it is. Saudi Arabia pressed Trump stop attacks on Yemen ahead of the visit. Yemen accepts his ceasefire. Houthis confirmed the deal. Trump said it. There's a couple stragglers that were like, well, no, we will keep fighting. And they're like talking, and they're like me. They're like, wait, oh, really? I'll be beheaded? Oh, no, we support this ceasefire, right? Like, it's like they all had to, right? They have no bullets. They, I have a gun, and I have no bullets. All these things react well to bullets, says Sean Connery. Mike Lindell's is a good dude. I love the fact that I'm recording with him now. I just feel like I get a chance to get to know him better, which is kind of cool. He's him. The dude that we see on the commercials is friggin' Mike Lindell. So I was given this. We're going to do this today, guys, because I'm trusting my good friend. I literally printed it out. So it was the only way I could pull this off. Otherwise, I had to put it up on the screen. I don't want to put the email on the screen. MyPillow.com/OTF. MyPillow.com/OTF. Okay, I love these products. First off, $100. You get $100 worth of stuff, which is easy to do. First off, $49.98 for the Giza sheets, any size. You got a giant bed, highly recommend it. The Giza sheets, high thread count, super awesome. I even joked, he even laughed, like he knows what I'm talking about. That fourth corner, dude, goes on easy. Goes on. His literally designed his sheets. He's like, I'll give a couple extra bucks and give you some extra material so you can get it on your freaking mattress and not have to have a stroke in the middle of changing your sheets. It shouldn't be like that. And then, like everybody knows, right? Is it not the best night of sleep? The first night of clean sheets. I think it's unquestionable. Part of me doesn't want to ruin that. Like, I could have somebody like if I change my sheets every day, right? Well, you could have clean sheets every day. I don't think it's the clean. I just feel like it's, I don't know, whatever. But here's the commercial. As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the best bed sheets ever. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. It's true, but I live at home, work at home. Mike is offering the best deal on his Giza Dreams bed sheets, any size and any color, just $49.98. That's right. You can even get queens, kings, split kings, cowl kings, any size and any color, just $49.98. Order now, because when they're gone, they're gone. It's like ex-girlfriends and stuff. Also, for a limited time, when your order is over $100, you're going to get $100 in free digital coupons, free digital coupons. And they're saying it's some actually pretty cool stuff. That's the word on the street. There's crack dealers that are like, oh no, I'll take some of them digital coupons. I can get some stuff for that. Call 1-800, well, it's on the screen, I think. 1-800-308-1299. That's 1-800-308-1299. Once again, am I going to my radio thing? I can't help myself. 1-800-308-1299. Go now and get yourself something on the edge of your seat, not the whole seat, just the edge. Go to MyPillow.com. Make sure that you use the promo code OTF. They got stars. I gotta think on the fly. What? Yeah. This amazing offer, $49.98. Giza sheets, dream sheets. They're any color. They're just freaking awesome, guys. Once again, phone number 1-800-308-1299. That's 1-800-1208-399. 1-800-308-1299. I made up numbers in there. 1-800-308-1299. Sorry, Dawn. I will get better at this. But yeah, use promo code OTF. They got all sorts of good stuff. Towels, the best towels ever. You guys heard me talk about it. Whatever the case is, I gave them and it was the same. It's the same thing. Nothing changed. I'm just using their script. Doesn't change the payment system. It's all the same. Hey, Pakistan says it killed up to 50 Indian soldiers in a fresh border clash. I don't like what's happening here. Me personally. First off, it's tripping me out that India is kind of looking weak. India's a giant nation with lots of people. Many people, they're everywhere. There's a bunch of them. And Pakistan, this teeny country compared to giant India, we're very, very diverse. They are getting fucked. I do not think we have that word. I don't think that. I think that's more of an American thing. German, who knows? We enjoy the F word. It's good stuff. Drones shower in. Pakistan's just sending in drones and doing extraordinary damage. Honestly, I mean, I'm like everybody else. Drones are like crazy. Like if they attacked my neighborhood with drones, like, oh, we'd all get fucked. I mean, there's no, I can't see. And I'm like, I'm probably not in the best position in that particular situation at all, right? My house is going to be annihilated if we have a drone attack. I hope that doesn't happen. FAA approves SpaceX plan to launch up to 25 Starships from Texas. Finally, FAA, not under the dick rulership of Biden, they're finally able to get some launches off. 25 of them, though. Shizzle. Damn, that's a lot of launches, folks. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's an aggressive schedule. I don't know how far out that goes. I don't know if it says. I don't read all the articles. I have people for that. I'm kidding. I have nobody. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I have the one fake person. I forgot about them. Sorry. Carrie Lake says she made a deal with OAN to provide news content for Voice of America. Not everything for Voice of America, but that was pretty cool. OAN and that very hot Asian chick that's on OAN. There's no picture of her. Probably would just distracted me. But yeah, she's good stuff. Good stuff. Prince Andrew. Apparently the information's coming out. He is definitely effing underage girls. Not just once. Not just twice. Probably not just 3 times, lady. I doubt it. It's probably more than that even. But we are finding out, and it's coming out. Jeffrey Epstein. So much information needs to come forth, it says. Whatever. Tchaikovsky. Honoring the composer. I don't know. It tripped me out. I was like, because everyone's heard of him, right? Tchaikovsky. It's beautiful. Right? You just say that. He's a beautiful composer. Have you heard of any of his music? I don't know. Most of us don't. A buddy of mine told me, same Jim, by the way, the guy that kindly let me know that I was an idiot and fucked up a story. He's like, dude, you should do a classical music Friday. And I'm like, dude, no one's going to want to watch that. But then I pulled this song up. And it tripped me out because I was like, shit, people might actually want to watch. I'm not going to play all of it. This is 39 minutes. No, but a minute plus or so. Check it out. This is this is Tchaikovsky. This is Piano Concerto number 1. First off, just stoked that they were able to get Taylor Swift to help them out, right? Ow, Taylor, thank you. That's, really? That's not Taylor? Really? That chick looks just like friggin' Taylor. Give me a second when your face comes back up on the screen. No, it's the back. Well, that's Taylor's back. Everybody knows that. I've seen her back. You've seen her back? I've seen her back. It's me. That's Taylor Swift. Get out of here. Whatever. I don't trust the voice in my head sometimes. Yeah, Ty, so you probably realized at the start of that, Super Bowl, football, whatever it is, NFL, Tchaikovsky. Huh. Tripped me out. I was like, maybe I should do classical music. This, by the way, is going to be an awesome 80s alternative. You guys are going to be stoked. You join me Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be good times. Good times. If you want to be live, we have a cool community. If not, just watch it afterwards. I think it's just as good, frankly. Gates Foundation, they're going to spend $200 billion through 2045 to shut it down. Yeah, you and I did that. We shut him down, baby. I think it's going to happen quicker than that, but whatever. Take that victory lap. You deserve it. Finally, what is this? We want to watch this again. I think it's what we want to do. Check this out. Transformate. What is this? UFO spotted. First deck raised. Yeah, it's circle thing. I don't know. Whatever. We'll talk about it after. I haven't really watched I did watch the video. I don't remember what it was. We'll just watch it again.
1 de mayo del 2025, el señor José Luis Velázquez, especialista en rayos X, realizó una serie de sorprendentes pruebas a la esfera Buga, la cual cayó a tierra después de recibir una descarga de 10.000 voltios. Las imágenes obtenidas arrojaron resultados sorprendentes. En el interior, se puede observar en el contorno en tonalidad blanca una densa capa que la rodea, lo que es indicativo de que es muy gruesa. En tonos más grises, con menor densidad, se aprecia otro material menos denso que confirmaría que la esfera no es hueca y explicaría su inusual peso, que se ha logrado documentar de manera inexplicable, es variable. Asimismo, se detectaron una serie de 16 puntos que rodean al núcleo. Esto se trataría de microesferas. Al mismo tiempo, se observó un elemento de tonalidad oscura que se distribuye en el interior de la esfera de Buga, que revela que este material sería el menos denso, quizá poroso.
He said denso. Yeah, so if you speak Spanish, that made a lot of sense to you. If you're not, basically he was like, we examined the spheres, got no welds or joints. It seems like there's multiple layers, or densio. Anyway, it's so crazy. I don't know. Who knows? Crazy, weird stuff's happening. People are waking up every day, and spheres might be one of ours, might be someone else's. Who knows? I don't know. We'll figure it out. I love you guys. We're going to keep rocking and rolling. I've got a great Law of One show happening in about an hour and a half from this second in time, and I'm looking forward to doing it. I love this series. There's someone that asked me the other day, they're like, was this something you believe, or are you just talking about it? And I'm like literally something that I think is very special. It's important to me. It's something I've actually modeled a lot of my life into, or incorporated into my life. And a lot of people that maybe are religious, I would say it's not meant to step on religion in any way. Religion feels like it's a discussion about something that happened long ago. I feel like Law of One is actually something that talks about where we're at right now-ish more. Again, it was channeled in 81, but it's relevant, I think, today. And certainly enjoying the experience with the people that are joining us. So if you want to be a part of that, again, that's Thursdays, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain Time. Alaska, what are you, 2 behind Pacific? I got to look it up. I don't remember. Hawaii's like 3. I don't know. It's too many time zones, man. Like, India's one time zone, by the way, and they're like 30 minutes off of everybody else. They're like this weird, it's like a 12 and a half hour difference. Like, they're in their own little, no, we will be here, no one else. Right? Like, it's fantastic how it plays out. All said. A lot happening. World's changing very quickly. You're playing a huge part in this. I appreciate that. Where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan Radio Style.